Arsenal confirmed this morning that they are eyeing a complete prodigy valued at £88 million to strengthen the squad. Meanwhile, Juventus and Inter Milan are in a fierce battle to sign an Arsenal star earning £200k per week. And after Mikel Merino's debut for Arsenal against PSG, club legend Ian Wright made an impressive statement assessing the performance of Arteta's new signing. Stay with me until the end of the video to check out the latest Arsenal news straight from the Emirates Stadium. But before that, if you're as passionate about Arsenal as we are, don't waste any time and subscribe to our channel right now to stay updated on everything happening with the greatest team in the Premier League. And without further ado, let's dive into today's top news. Even though Arsenal made a solid move by bringing in Riccardo Calafiori this summer, they didn't fully complete their defensive revamp. Players like Jakub, Kiwior, and Kieran Tierney are still at the club, but it seems like they're not in Mikel Arteta's long-term plans. Jurrien Timber has returned from injury and brought a fresh dynamic to Arsenal's backline, exactly what fans were hoping for when he first signed. With the growing depth in defense, it wouldn't be shocking if Oleksandr Zinchenko also moved on soon. However, if Arsenal decide to part ways with Kiwior, Tierney, and Zinchenko over the season, Arteta will undoubtedly need to bring in at least one more defensive option to maintain depth and quality in his squad. Arsenal have now turned their attention to Palmeiras' young center back Vítor Reis, according to The Athletic. The 18-year-old is making waves in Brazil and has been labeled a complete defender, attracting interest from top European clubs, including Real Madrid. Both Arsenal and Madrid have reportedly made initial inquiries with Palmeiras and the player's agents to gauge his availability. However, formal negotiations haven't kicked off just yet. If Arsenal are serious about boosting their defensive ranks, Reis could be a promising addition to the squad's future. Vítor Reis recently committed to Palmeiras until 2028 with a hefty €100 million, £88 million release clause, making any potential move a pricey affair. Palmeiras are keen to hold on to the young defender, especially through the 2025 Club World Cup, so prying him away might be tricky. For Arsenal, there's another challenge beyond the financials. Unlike Real Madrid, who have a clear gap at center back, Arsenal's defensive line is already solid with Gabriel Magalhaes and William Saliba forming a reliable partnership. This means that Real Madrid could offer Reis more immediate playing time, giving them an edge in the race for his signature. Amid Arsenal's forward-thinking plans, the club is making significant progress in securing the future of Ethan Nwaneri. The 17-year-old is on the verge of signing a new 5-year deal, set to be formalized once he turns 18 next year. This renewal represents a major step for the club, especially as fellow young talent Miles Lewis-Skelly is also making his breakthrough into the first team. If Arsenal managed to land Vítor Reis from Palmeiras, they would solidify a promising core of emerging talents. Together, Nwaneri, Lewis-Skelly, and potentially Reis could shape the Gunners' future for the next 5 to 10 years, ensuring the club stays competitive both domestically and in Europe. The long-term vision is becoming clearer, and these young stars are central to it. Juventus and Inter Milan want Arsenal's £200k per week star. With the next transfer window still weeks away, speculation around Arsenal players is already ramping up. After a strong performance in the 2024 summer window, Arsenal managed to bring in some key players while offloading several others, either on loan or in permanent deals. Now the focus is squarely on the pitch, where Arsenal has had an impressive start to the season, despite facing a challenging schedule in the opening months. However, with the future of several players still uncertain, all eyes will be on how Arteta's squad performs and what decisions may lie ahead as the next transfer window approaches. Juventus and Inter Milan move to sign Arsenal's Thomas Partey. Thomas Partey's time at Arsenal seems to be nearing its conclusion. The Ghanaian midfielder, who joined the Gunners from Atletico Madrid on the deadline day of the 2020 summer transfer window, was seen as the key piece to solidify Arsenal's midfield. However, recurring injuries have plagued his time at the club. Over the years, Partey has missed an alarming total of 80 games for both Arsenal and his national team, raising concerns about his long-term reliability. As he turns 31, this injury record has cast doubt on his future at the Emirates. Thomas Partey has now entered the final year of his contract with Arsenal, and it is widely expected that the club will not offer him an extension, setting the stage for his departure on a free transfer. According to Juve Leave, both Juventus and Inter Milan are competing to secure the Ghanaian midfielder's services in 2025, Partey, who was once labeled underrated by his teammate Oleksandr Zinchenko, has previously been linked with a move to Turin, though he never showed much interest in leaving Arsenal at the time. As his contract winds down, it's unclear what Partey's plans are for 2025, but he will be free to sign a pre-contract with any foreign club as early as January. The coming months could provide more clarity on his future destination. Should Arsenal extend Partey's deal? On his day, Thomas Partey is undoubtedly one of the top midfielders in the Premier League, and perhaps even in Europe. This season he has shown glimpses of his brilliance, most notably with an outstanding performance in Arsenal's 2-2 draw against Manchester City at the Etihad. However, keeping Partey beyond his current contract may not be the wisest move for Arsenal. His £200, 000 a week salary is hefty, especially considering his frequent injuries, which make it difficult to justify such a high wage. Moreover, by the summer of 2025, Partey will be 32 years old, and it's uncertain whether he will still be able to handle the pace and intensity of the Premier League. Allowing Partey to leave on a free transfer could be the best outcome for both the player and the club, as it would free up wages for younger, more durable options in the squad while giving Partey a fresh start elsewhere. Ian Wright gives instant Mikel Merino verdict with bold claim after his Arsenal debut versus PSG. After a frustrating spell on the sidelines due to a shoulder injury shortly after joining Arsenal, Mikel Merino finally made his much-anticipated debut on Tuesday evening at the Emirates. The Spaniard was brought on in the second half, replacing Thomas Partey, and was met with a rapturous reception from the Arsenal faithful. Playing alongside Declan Rice in midfield, Merino slotted into a shape that resembled a classic 4-4-2. Despite being out of action since the summer, he immediately showcased his quality with some smart touches near the Arsenal box and winning back possession multiple times through well-timed tackles. It's clear that Arsenal have secured a smart, physical player in Merino, someone who not only possesses the footballing intelligence, but also the physical attributes to thrive in the Premier League. His debut performance hinted at his potential to become an important figure in Mikel Arteta's squad. Ian Wright wants to see more of Mikel Merino and Declan Rice together. That being said, Ian Wright shared his immediate thoughts on Merino's debut on the Righty's House podcast. The Arsenal legend absolutely loved the reception the Spaniard received after being subbed on. Wright also hinted that Merino playing alongside Rice might be his new favorite pairing moving forward, perhaps at the expense of Partey. Wright said, "Yeah, it was great to see him. Delighted to see him come on. You know what? He just looked very ready, didn't he?" He continued, "You know what was really good for him? Was for him to see he's not even really kicked a ball for us and how much the fans were happy to see him. We're going to need him. We're going to need that energy. When him and Declan were in that midfield, it just looked strong and physical and quick. It looked like we had legs in there. It was an all-around excellent night for the Gunners as they comfortably saw out a low-tempo second half to secure a win. This approach was a welcome change for an Arsenal side that had been forced to stage an intense comeback just days earlier against Leicester City. Such demanding efforts can quickly lead to mental and physical fatigue over the course of a long season. There's an art to winning with ease, and Mikel Arteta will be thrilled with his team's controlled second half display. Arsenal have evolved into a well-oiled winning machine, perfectly balancing defensive solidity with attacking flair. This combination makes them a formidable force, capable of managing games with efficiency and precision. Well folks, those were the main news for today. If you enjoyed the video and want to stay updated on everything happening with our beloved team, you know what to do. Subscribe to the channel now and hit the bell icon so you don't miss any updates. Thanks for joining us, and until the next video.